welcome to Game Buzz, the weekly podcast from dealsbone.com, where we plunge into the week's headlines. I'm Matt Gardner, I'm joined by Carl Phillips.
I don't like plunging into news.
We're plunging, baby!
No.
I'm Jonathan Lester.
I love plunging into news.
Yeah, plunging.
I like to dip myself in, like, gradually, and then sort of, like, cover myself in news.
I like to just rub it all over myself. I like to immerse myself in today's events.
You can't rub the news, just get in.
Lather it in.
My news desk begs to differ. Although you don't have to print everything out.
We're never having a scanner. We're never having a scanner.
Sorry, I broke the scanner.
Right, so let's plunge head
Yes.
first, feet first maybe for safety, into the news this week. It's been a load of sales news, really.
Yeah, because the consoles are out and Christmas is coming up, so the news is kind of trickling down. But because we've had 2 next-gen launches, everyone really, really wants to tout their numbers, or at least they really don't. Only Sony wants to do that. And we learnt very early on in the week that the PS4 basically has sold a whole mess of consoles. It was always going to. They basically sold enough consoles in the first 48 hours for the entire population of Hull. And it's become officially the fastest selling console in the UK of all time. It beat the PSP, which interestingly is the second fastest selling console of all time. People love the PSP. It trounced that. It managed to pretty much outsell the Wii U's entire first year. It's going to outsell the Wii U's entire first year sales probably within the end of the week, so that's good. And and they've managed to flog officially. They've managed to flog over 2.1 million units all told worldwide within days of the European launch. And you know what? Good on you, Sony, because they really put in the work.
They really did. They absolutely did. They've sold 250,000 in the UK alone. The thing is, their message remained consistent. That was the thing. It was, we're for the gamers. This is a games console for you. We're doing things differently this time. We learned from the PS3 launch, so we're making it everything the PS3 wasn't. We're focusing on games. We're making it cheaper, and it's really quiet and easy to develop for.
That's the point. And they just constantly stayed on message. They kept saying, look, you're going to play great games on this thing. You're going to eventually, you're going to, hence going to. You've got powerful hardware here. We've got a nice, relatively open, quite varied ecosystem eventually. And it's coming out at a small price. And critically for me, it's not going to try and change the way you play games, that you interact with your living room stuff. Because the Xbox One, I have an Xbox One. I love my Xbox One, but it is the lounge commander. It wants to own your lounge. It wants to totally dominate your entertainment, your television, your entertainment apps and everything. And with its voice commands, it wants you to change your routine and get used to a new OS. But the PS4 just says, look, I'm a console. You're just going to buy me, install the update and get cracking, basically. It's you know how to do it. There's no learning curve. It just fits straight into your gaming routine. You know what it does. And people have resonated to that. It's a games console that has games on it that will hopefully have better games on it soon. And that's good. They absolutely deserve to sell a whole bunch of consoles.
Yeah.
Yeah. So well done.
Now,
Microsoft, on the other hand, Microsoft have sold a lot of consoles. They clearly have. They matched the PS4's day one sales, though, of course, that didn't take European sales into account at that stage, the PS4's European sales. And they sold over 1 million consoles in their first day. That's good, but they haven't been willing to talk numbers yet. Instead, they've been showering us with loads of meaningless stats like, 1 billion trillion zombies have been killed in Dead Rising 3. We're like, there's some interesting stats.
To be fair,
given the number of
zombies in that game, you can do that in about 2 minutes.
Yeah, I was going to say, I've pretty much knocked that out of the park in like the first 8 hours of Dead Rising 3. God damn, that's a great game, by the way. But yeah, what Microsoft has been saying and has been really repeating and trying to get out there is that the Xbox One is selling out in stores all over the world. That's a direct quote, by the way. And a lot of people are saying, actually, Microsoft, no, it's not.
Let's take a look at that statement, because on its own, that statement means bugger all. Because if I send one console to a shop and it sells, I've technically sold out. That's one way.
Yes, and more to the point. Ooh.
And what's the point?
Oh, sorry, I thought that had cut out.
No, we're still here.
Okay.
Keep rolling.
Okay. No, I think more to the point as well. Like, we've seen the GIFs. We've seen the GIFs of people running past. It was on our front page. We've seen the GIFs of people running past the Xbox One consoles that are on the shelf to get to the PS4s that are flying off the shelves. And I think it's difficult because on the one hand, lots of people are ringing up retailers and finding that they've got Xbox Ones in stock. Lots of retailers are saying, we have Xbox Ones in stock. And for the record, lots of retailers have been selling out the Xbox One. They are selling out. And yet there still are day one editions available. They keep making stock available. So I think really it's difficult to know at the moment whether Microsoft are just trying to pull a fast one and trying to say, look, we're selling loads of consoles, or actually whether they've got a really good supply chain in operation. Because I think it's just as likely that actually they're manufacturing a load and shipping them to retailers. So when they do go out of stock, you know, they're supplying stock at the rate that it's being sold. That's kind of what manufacturers need to do. So I kind of suspect that that's what's actually happening.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Cool, that was a boring story, wasn't it?
Yeah, like company makes console, people buy console. They make more console.
They make more consoles, so more people can buy console. So I'm pretty sure that's what's going on here. Don't get me wrong. Part of the reason for that is because I suspect that demand isn't quite as high as it is for the PS4. Just putting it out there, especially in terms of satisfying the pre-orders. I think that might be a factor, mainly down to their communication over the last few months. But either way, these consoles are all selling, and the console that doesn't seem to be selling is the Wii U.
Well, that's what happens when you release your flagship title of the winter on the same day as a next-gen console launch. What are you doing, Nintendo?
Fun fact.
That's so dumb. Why
fact,
do you
mate.
keep making these stupid choices? I can't even. The worst thing is the game we've been panic, and I'm gonna probably panic quite badly in my review next week. Knack has outsold Super Mario 3D World.
It really has.
What the shit? What? I mean, admittedly, some of that will have come with like pack-ins.
Of course.
So you'll have console pack-ins, obviously. But this is.
What we're trying to say is that Knack is better than Mario.
No, we're not saying
people are saying that.
The
market's saying that.
Yeah, the market's saying that Knack is better than Mario.
But why? Well, I don't understand. I mean, you've got to have. It's got to be stupidity or arrogance, right? Because Mario, admittedly, one of the biggest fucking characters in video games, like will always sell, right? So you say, oh, we can put him anywhere. He's gonna sell. It's gonna be great. That's either arrogance or stupidity, because you cannot for an install base that's pitifully small. So yeah, we're gonna pin all of our Christmas hopes on this one game, and we're gonna release it on the day when everyone is looking elsewhere. How dumb are you?
Matt, in fairness though, right? Please understand.
No!
Right? Just please understand. It's fine. Everything will be fine.
Refuse to understand.
Knack is more popular than Mario. It's fine. Please understand.
But it grows on you, Matt. You should have told us that it grows on you.
Mm-hmm.
like a fungus.
Yeah.
I've played several hours of Super Mario 3D World, and many more of Knack. And oh my god, Super Mario 3D World is so much fun. It's so great in multiplayer as well, you know, and like everyone's got cat onesies on and like scrambling up walls. It's such a great little local multiplayer game. It's fantastic. And then there's Knack, which is balls.
Yeah, but Matt, we've already established you don't like good games, so it's fine. It's okay.
So that's just me and the
We
rest.
understand.
Me and the rest of the industry and I, we just don't like good games.
Don't like good games at all.
Well, this is the thing. Mark Cerny said if you haven't played it for 70 hours, like
if you haven't let it indoctrinate you, then you're not going to get it.
You can't fully appreciate like the exquisite bisque it serves up to. Fucking knack. Oh man, it looks like a Pixar film, and it plays like the worst thing DreamWorks ever created. And I think actually, yeah, that's pretty fair.
It is.
I mean, it looks lovely. It's just really. It's not a bad game. It's just truly mediocre. But yes, the Wii U is not selling.
No, it doesn't.
But we haven't got
themselves to blame for that.
Critically, we haven't got Christmas data yet, and I am seeing some more adverts for it. They've got that they've got that Tesco partnership, which is possibly going to be big for them. And more to the point, you know what? If you're going to buy a console this Christmas, I kind of almost feel like you're sort of in the short term better off with a Wii U, really, than you are with a PS4 and an Xbox One.
Thing is,
you get better games.
You do.
More fun games, more fun local multiplayer.
You do. You get all of those things. Like there are so many positives.
And you get Bayonetta 2 next year.
No one knows that though.
No.
No one cares.
I know that though.
Shiny black flag on PS4 and Xbox.
It's like my secret.
It's literally your secret. And the only way
Nintendo made a console only for me.
But that's the thing. The only reason you know that is because you already have one and therefore care deeply about getting your value for money out of that.
Care deeply is a term that's bandied about these days. It's quite a strong term. But you know what? The Wii U deserves to sell more than it currently is. But on the other hand, like as a machine, as a games platform, it deserves to sell more than it currently is. But
as a Nintendo product,
yeah, no. It actually kind of deserves to be selling exactly as many as it is. Sadly.
I mean, I want one. I kind of do.
Yeah.
Because I'd quite like to play Pikmin 3, and I'd quite like to play 1
and think about Christmas morning. Think about Christmas morning. You'll have like, the kids will open their like new PS4 and go, "Oh yeah, sweet! Now we can play Knack."
Lego Marvel Superheroes. They'll play Lego Marvel Superheroes.
Lego Marvel Superheroes, which is also available on Wii U. But you get that, you get an Xbox One. It's like, oh fuck yeah, it's time for us to play some. We could play some we could play some.
Can Xbox Rivals Preseason?
Rivals Preseason. Oh sweet, that one mini game is very good, but it's also one mini game, and like Zookeeper's really cool. Kind of really. Arguably shouldn't have been pitched at 50 quid, but it's really surprisingly fun. But that's not the local multiplayer fun. That's not the fun. They don't bring the fun the way a new Christmas console should, and the way that the Wii does. Because the Wii U does. You just get a bunch of really fun games that you can play in local co-op.
This is true.
And local multiplayer.
Or Peggle 2.
Oh yeah, there is that. That's coming.
Kind of just destroys all argument, really, right there.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. I think, I hope PopCap takes some of the funds they use from Peggle 2 and use it to create Atomic Tank Heavy Weapon 2, Tank Harder.
That I will buy an Xbox One immediately.
Yeah, because you know what? Heavy Weapon Atomic Tank is one of the true underdogs of this gen.
Actually, that is a good point.
So damn good.
That's a really good point. That probably should have been at least one of our shouts.
It came so close to being my favourite game of this gen. It came so close. It couldn't quite edge Fallout 3. I'm not gonna lie, but it was so damn great, and that game needs a sequel. So come on, PopCap. Make that happen. That's a thing that we want. Do it. Nuclear! Oh, it's so good. But yeah, I mean, you got Peggle, but I think I've got to be honest. This, like, the next gen consoles are flying off the shelves. They've both got a lot of potential, but for a great gaming Christmas right now, and in fact for a great few months of gaming, I think the flavor really is. It's on Wii U, it's on 3DS, and it's on Vita right now. Oh, and on PC, but we're talking about consoles here. Yeah, because we're not going to bring the PC into that because that.
Well, we already know that the PC reigns supreme. Clearly.
Yeah, like in before Master Race comments, but like
You're right though. You're right, and actually, yeah, definitely add the Vita to that list because I haven't seen people this excited about that console since ever.
they've just made it cheaper. Boom.
They made it cheaper, and you've
cheaper
got a
game.
cheap Christmas game there in Tearaway that's just really charming.
Yeah, pricing that at 20 quid was a masterstroke, Sony.
Perfect.
And in fact, their Vita pricing has been spot on.
Yeah.
Soul Sacrifice was like 25, 29.99 new on the PSN store. And that game got a whole bunch of free DLC as well. Like, they're actually sorting out their PlayStation Vita pricing on there. There are loads of great games. It's got PlayStation Plus. The only problem with that handheld right now is the memory cards. And even so, the prices for the... Because, frankly, I need a 32 gig now. I've totally filled up 1.5 16 gigs cards. And faffing about with the... Because on the 3DS, you've just got an SD card that you can just copy the content to your PC if you want to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's super great. Yeah, I mean, the prices for the memory cards are coming down as well. They've been in a bunch of deals. And the Vita, the thing about the Vita is I very rarely meet someone who says, I wish I hadn't bought my Vita. I very rarely meet someone who's got buyer's remorse after getting a Vita.
Yeah.
Whereas I have, even though I love my 3DS, I love it. I genuinely think it's the strongest console on the market right now. I genuinely do. But I do meet people who say, oh, it's not quite for me. It doesn't quite cater for some of the gaming experiences that I enjoy. Whereas the Vita, you've got some FPSs on there, one of which is actually good. You've got a whole mess of really high quality games that actually wouldn't look out of place on a home console. That's a cracking system. I mean, and it costs like 100. You can buy it for 150 quid.
Yeah.
Like, that's where the flavour is. The next gen consoles are flying off the shelves, brilliant. But I think you'll get a lot more fun out of playing the waiting game, personally.
Well, we said that all along, haven't we?
Yep, and I'm going to keep saying it because both consoles need work. Both consoles have features in beta. Both consoles need more games. Don't get me wrong. The Xbox One does have the stronger first-party launch lineup, but it really does. But even so, just wait. Both consoles will be better next year, and you can buy it with games that you want.
I completely agree. And the thing is, like, and I've said this in several articles. I said it in my NBA review. A lot of third parties haven't committed wholly to next gen yet. A lot of them, we've seen these sort of like generation bridging games that are feature complete across both, which doesn't incentivize anyone to make the jump up because, well, there's no point. They're 10 quid cheaper and you don't have to buy an entirely new console.
Yeah, exactly. However, at least Microsoft have finally pulled their finger out of their indie arse and actually got some developers signed up to IDEA Xbox. A whole bunch of them from across the world. And we're getting, they're finally pushing some really cool boutique titles onto that system, both from established boutique studios like Double Fine to little one-man teams that kickstarted PC games last year. They're going to be on the platform too. We've got Z-Boyd Games. They're going to be big on the platform. They found their feet on Xbox Live Indie Games. They're bringing Cosmic Star Hero in, which is a Z-Boyd game influenced by Chrono Trigger. That's coming to Xbox One. We've got Super Time Force. Super Time Force is coming to Xbox One. It's also coming to Xbox 360 and is being delayed on Xbox 360 as well. So that's yeah. But yeah, that's a shame. But even so, that's happening. We're getting all manner of games from all manner of developers, large and small, from Crytek to the little one-man studios, where there's almost certainly going to be more free stuff too. The developers who did the surprisingly good Doritos Crash Course have signed up to it. So this is good. They're bulking out that ecosystem. At least they've got something to shout about now. That's good news. And also Super Time Force is coming. Super Time Force is coming. I'm just so up for Super Time Force. You have no idea.
No, we actually don't. I mean, could you tell us?
Yeah, Super Time Force, right? It's made by Cappy Games.
No, I mean your excitement for Super Time Force. Because you tell us about that? Because
you want to tell me about my excitement for Super Time Force?
I didn't realise you were that excited for it.
I've been like, I'm just short of getting a Super Time Force tattoo, like on my forehead, just saying like Super Time Force, like with a little clock, and like it's been
due for some time.
Yeah, it has, and it was supposed to come out before the end of this year, but it's slipping that because it's gonna. Well, Microsoft have a policy that things need to release on all platforms simultaneously. But even so, it's just it's just looking so great. It's like the Contra meets Super Meat Boy meets Braid mashup that I've secretly always wanted. So I would very much like to play that game right now, but I'll have to wait till next year. So at least, you know, they've got indie developers. As you said, like, as we've always said all along, Sony have been brilliant with their indie support, though didn't manage to get many at launch.
There's a caveat.
Didn't manage to get many at launch, which is a bit of a shame.
Where are they?
But they're on Vita, mate. That's where they are. They're on the PS Vita. Yeah, another reason why you should buy a Vita. Get some Lone Survivor in your face. Get some Proteus in your face. Get everything Curve Studios publish in your face. Is basically what you should do. And yeah, you know, at least Xbox has something to shout about in that regard. You know, they've done a bit of legwork on that front. It's about time that they've done that and have done that.
That is good. And they're not the only ones with something to shout about, are they? Because OUYA.
Oh,
Ooh,
God,
yeah,
Matt.
there's been some OUYA news. Now,
yeah,
I don't really stay abreast of OUYA news because, well, I don't. Who does these days?
I do. I keep abreast of OUYA news because that's my job. And yes, OUYA faces 1,001 problems right now, like a pack of vicious, snarling issues that are patrolling around this little cubic console as it lies quivering in the snow. And there's some imagery for you there.
I don't know.
And, and the problem is, its problems are manifold. Like, it's got no positive publicity, no market presence, no compelling exclusive software that isn't desperately trying to leap off the system like rats from a sinking ship. It has no browser marketplace. We can't link to, if I want to talk about a game, if I want to tell people about a great game on there, like, say, Mirror Moon EP, I can't link to a store so people can actually buy it. Word of mouth's all you have, OUYA. You don't even support that. It doesn't support PayPal. It hasn't got friends lists and achievements, which were promised in the original Kickstarter pitch. Discovery is still an issue. But finally, OUYA has made a positive step. They've finally come out. They've been working hard, and they've finally delivered something that, you know, they've finally made this huge improvement. Finally, they've got something to shout about as the next-gen consoles make it obsolete, as the improved mobile hardware makes it obsolete. Here it is. Are you ready?
I'm so ready!
The OUYA now accepts Bitcoins.
Yeah, what?
Yeah.
What?
Yep. A console with no browser marketplace, a console with no real decent exclusives to crow about, has taken the time to introduce Bitcoins, with all due respect, are pretty much at the moment only good for buying drugs and Virgin Galactic flights. Am I right?
We do like space.
Yeah, I mean space. Yeah, space and drugs. Okay, space drugs. Yeah, that's kind of a cool currency actually. That's edgy, hipster. But look, I'm getting
OUYA was always the hipster.
Yeah, I'm getting a bit worried about OUYA now. About Ehrman and Co. I'm getting just a little bit concerned that we might have to have a little intervention, because I'm a little bit worried that they might be high, or they might have suffered a psychotic break.
Well, let's ask our voice of reason, because Carl, you are the voice of reason. It's been reported that you have the most soothing voice on the internet.
Twice.
And as the lead proponent of the snoozecast, obviously, like you do, it's amazing. As the voice of reason, does introducing Bitcoin support like sell the OUYA to you? Is that what you want in an OUYA in a micro console?
Well, no.
Well said, Carl. And the issue is this. You know what? Some vocal sections of the community have said, this is an open console. Can we have an open currency? OUYA have said, okay, I'm all right with that. I'm okay with that. But the problem is they seem to be in this bizarre state of denial where their decision-making process is based on the idea that everything is fine, everyone owns an OUYA, and they've only got to just sort out a few little wrinkles here and there, like, we're doing so great now. We've got so many great games that rather than doing any proper A&R, let's just do a ridiculous Kickstarter scheme that makes developers who want to develop for us do a shitload of extra legwork.
That's so plucky, though.
That would be a really fun thing to do if the OUYA was already a thriving ecosystem, which it ain't. It's got some emulators, that's cracking. It's got some Android ports, great. It's got XBMC. XBMC rocks, okay, that's good.
But that's who OUYA are. You know, they're plucky. We make mistakes.
And then they've said, look, we've got these problems. It doesn't support PayPal. It doesn't have a browser marketplace. So let's spend our time.
So they're so honest.
Sorting bitcoins. They appear to be in a horrendous state of denial right now. Everything is fine. Let's just add these few little feet. How fun. Let's add these fun little, everything is great. It's fine. We're plucky. We're cool. Hey, here's some glib tweets at you. A little pictures, little fun little quotes.
John.
Yes. And the problem is,
everything will be fine.
Right now is not the time for denial, OUYA. Right now is the time to honestly and transparently identify the biggest problems with your system, the lack of publicity, the lack of marketing, the lack of goodwill, in fact, and the paucity of compelling exclusive content. The dearth of it.
Yeah. I think you should just throw it in a lake.
Oh, beat it with a bat.
So, look, OUYA,
I'm not even kidding.
We may have to have this intervention soon because you've got to start looking at the big picture here, guys, rather than going, oh, look, let's get some bitcoins in there. Let's do a little Kickstarter scheme. Let's tweet some pictures of a little kid looking at an OUYA.
Thing is,
with the caption, "We're wanted."
If OUYA sold t-shirts, they'd literally just say, "We make mistakes." Yeah. But yeah, it's fine to be plucky and honest and say, look, we've made some mistakes. That's what we're going to be doing because we're forging a path. We don't know where we're going, but it's forward, it's ahead. Yeah. But they don't have any solutions to these mistakes. Bitcoins aren't a solution. It's just more shit.
It's just an extra, a small
proportion
of the user base wants
obscurity.
I'm not convinced that developers want it hugely. Do developers really want to get a bunch of their revenue in bitcoins? Will it benefit OUYA to get a bunch of bitcoins? I'm sure there'll be a small section of the community who are like, yeah, let's start mining. Let's mine up a storm. But, that's a volatile currency. And it doesn't even matter how good bitcoins are. It's just a tiny... Of all the things they could have addressed, they decided to pick something that wasn't even an issue and try and do something about that rather than just trying to sell that console and make it a decent, compelling launch purchase rather than just a little Android curio. And for some people, an emulator, and for others, a paperweight that I could use XBMC on.
Yeah.
So yeah, we may have to have that intervention sooner, because you've got to just try a bit harder and try and get some of those big issues sorted out.
Years from now, scientists will uncover a landfill site filled with OUYAs.
Or the OUYA 2 will come out next year and everyone will buy it and it'll be super great. Because that's the world OUYA lives in.
Everything is fine.
And everyone will spend hundreds of bitcoins on buying their console, and everything is awesome. Everything is awesome right now. That's the take-home message. OUYA is doing brilliantly. OUYA has nothing to worry about, and they've got the time to introduce bitcoins. That's how great things are going for them right now. They've got the time to just do that.
Yeah. So hey kids, if you want a deal spend top tip for the week, it's be careful what you invest in on Kickstarter because the people running the program might be delusional lunatics.
Allegedly.
Maybe. But I don't have an OUYA, so I can say that. So yeah.
There you go.
Because that's my reasoning for not buying one, because I consider them to be absolutely mad and possibly clueless. So,
well, they're plucky though.
Oh god, they're plucky. That's so.
The young and scrappy.
Oh, that's so plucky. And bitcoins.
And bitcoins.
Now
Man, I'm going to get myself
so-
some like skinny red trousers and
you do have an OUYA, so
very old
I demand-
camera and like
you're gonna have to move to Shoreditch.
it's hipster time. It's like Trevor said, I'm the proto hipster. I'm what hipsters aspire to be.
Yeah, you need to start wearing red capri jeans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bye.
Little bit of me has just died inside. Thanks, guys.
I can't actually envisage John as a hipster. I don't think that would work.
It's never ever going to happen. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Do you know what I think we should do as well? We should do like a bonus bit right now. We should do deciding exactly right now whether the PS4 or the Xbox One is better, because that's what everyone really wants to know, isn't it? That's what we should do. We should do it right now.
Da-da-da! Bonus bit!
Bonus bit. All right.
Bonus bit.
Competition. Xbox One versus PS4. Here we go. Number 1, size.
PS4 wins.
Yeah. Okay.
Number 2, looks!
That's
PS4 wins. Yeah.
Number 3, price.
PS4 wins.
PS4.
Wins. Number 4, launch lineup. That's Xbox One.
Yeah,
wins.
Xbox One,
Xbox
definitely.
One, hands down for that one. 5, convenience.
PS4.
That's PS4. 6.
Oh, but wait, hang on. Convenience, because the installs make it more convenient, but Connect is really cool.
Connect is really cool, but it does have a learning curve as well, and it's an extra thing to plug in.
Oh,
And
very, very
plug
true.
in all your AV
Very
gear as
true.
well,
Extra
to do
plugs,
the
bad.
And you've got to, you've got to do all manner of stuff. And it's on the PS4 games, you can install and start playing a game within like a minute, I believe.
Yeah, it's true.
On
So
Xbox,
was that
do you know on Xbox One? On Xbox One, do you know how long it took me before I was able to play Call of Duty Ghosts?
How long?
How long, John?
But when I started the install, 12 hours.
That was on launch day, though.
Yeah, it was. It was a glitch about downloading the update. But even so, 12 hours. 12 hours.
Man,
And that wasn't the full install. That was 50% playable.
that's not right.
So that's super convenient. Okay. Controller tie. Controller tie. I guess Kinect. Kinect. Which console has the better Kinect?
Well, wait, hang on a minute. Yours is mandatory, bumps the controller price up, but is really cool.
So Xbox One.
Yeah.
Xbox One. Yep.
Yes. I was gonna say.
It's okay. So like what else? Think that we've just about covered it. So
Color, blue or green.
what? They're both black.
No. Like it says a brand color. PS4's blue, Xbox is green.
Yeah. I think tie. Definitely tie.
Type.
And yeah. Okay. What else, Carl? Come on. You don't have
third party titles.
PS4, I think that one, because more of those output in native 1080p and don't have to be sharpened up using that sharpen filter.
True.
That can make things look really like overly sharp, like you get some ghosting on fonts and stuff like that.
Video sharing and YouTubing, though, Xbox wins. It would have been a tie.
What's
because,
YouTubing?
Because
And it doesn't have Twitch.
No. Because it would have been a tie in terms of like video stuff. Because although like yours is shorter, you can do more with it. Although ours is 15 minutes, we can only upload to Facebook. But the Xbox One does not have HDCP protection on the HDMI out for games, allowing you to use capture boxes. Which the PlayStation 4 doesn't. Sony, you're idiots.
Yeah, but that's kind of only a problem for us. I mean, like for the normal everyday person who just wants to share, like, oh, I did this really cool kill. They press the share button. It's there.
Yeah,
For us, it's a pain in the arse.
Yeah,
But, yeah.
also the PS4 records more video as well, rather than just the 5 minutes of video of DVR.
But it only lets you do that to Facebook.
And we've even had people on Playroom streaming their own call-in shows.
Yeah.
Did you not?
As well as other things.
That's not necessarily entirely.
And it supports Twitch.
Yes.
You can stream. You can stream.
I
on the
thought the Xbox One was supporting Twitch. I thought
on launch.
No, you can watch Twitch on there, but you can't stream games from the Xbox.
Oh man, that's balls.
Yep. PS4 wins that one.
Oh dear. I did not know that.
What about future-proofing?
PS4.
Like going into the future, because like obviously you've got the Xbox with the cloud and it's got Connect, but then you've got the PS4 with all of its studios, but it's voice commands which need a lot of work because it seems like I'm yelling at a dog in a park that's very excited and therefore can be distracted by anyone yelling anything.
Yeah, future-proofing, the PS4 wins future-proofing hands down.
Yep.
More powerful hardware, and the problem is Xbox One's TV and entertainment functionality can all be done by a smart TV.
Yeah.
That's really not future-proofed, that whole aspect, that whole half of the Xbox One's functionality. I'm loving it now, but that's so not future-proof.
Is everything working with the European Xbox Ones as well, or is it a case of half the stuff's being done in America again?
Half of the stuff isn't available. The one guide is unavailable, so you can't actually control television channels from your console, making it pointless. So
oh, it's so sad.
and also some depending on your TV, the 50 hertz signal. You know, we use legacy 50 hertz over here.
Yeah.
The Xbox One takes a 50 hertz signal and converts it into 60 hertz automatically, and then pipes it into your TV, where depending on the set, it might not work.
That's the same with the PS4 to a certain extent. Though, like although it's
but there's no option to change it.
It doesn't work on some older.
Now that is true. So I don't think that was a category, but tie. So I think we can all agree that the winner is definitely, when you weigh up the pros and cons, the winner is definitely the 3DS. You get cracking games, you get Zelda, you get Mario, you get Fire Emblem, you get Animal Crossing, you get a really fantastically fun sort of a bunch of online features.
That's
street passing, you get street passing, and QED. 3DS wins hands down.
No, it doesn't count.
Vita comes close second.
That's a handheld. That doesn't count.
Yes, it does.
The true winner is,
as
we know, it's the Wii U, with its super awesome fun times on Super Mario 3D World and innovative new IPs like the wonderful 101 and cracking Nintendo stalwarts, just Pikmin 3, with Mario Kart coming in a couple of months' time, and it's like 150 quid cheaper than everything else.
So it comes a good close second to the OUYA, which you can buy for a paltry 9 billion or 1 bitcoins, depending on how that currency is fluctuating at the moment.
There you have it.
There you have it.
There you have it. Like, trade some drugs and buy an OUYA with bitcoins.
Yes.
Woohoo! Bye!
Galactic. Bye!